Welcome to the Uplifted Podcast Network. Episode 1, Clarity. The devil took me to the edge and let me go. He fucked up. I'm not the only person that has thought about unaliving themselves. Probably not the only person that's thought about it in the last year, or even in probably the last 5 minutes, to be honest. I am not that one in the last 5 minutes, but I have been in the last year. So let's discuss what brought me on this journey to clarity. I'll discuss more really about where clarity comes from in a further episode because it's really the way it's defined in the situation that I'll explain later is kind of what got me to the determination in the situation that I'm in currently right now as far as making this podcast. For me, clarity, is the when it comes to clarity, like you are literally like inner peace. You are completely clear on exactly what you wanted to do, will do, what's going on. You feel a very sudden calmness or peace in the situation in order to move forward, whatever the situation is. Whatever that situation is, when you seek clarity, like in relationships or friendships or math, shit in math, you're always trying to find where the thing that's nice about math is that math is concrete, so everything's always clear because there's really only one way things can go. So math is concrete. So in clarity, especially in relationships, primarily in relationships, friends, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wives, mother, daughter, father, son, father, daughter, mother, son, whatever the situation is, no matter what the situation is, ultimately, you see clarity. If there's something you don't understand, you're like, listen, like I don't get what you're saying. I don't understand what you're trying to tell me. I need you to be more clear. Because people get evasive or they get nonchalant or they just don't want to answer the question. They don't want to hurt somebody's feelings or whatever. But all people really want you to do is just be honest and be clear in everything. Just be honest and be clear. Provide clarity for whoever you're talking to in every situation. Makes life so much easier. Why do jobs provide you with a job description before you start a new job? Because they're providing their clarity. Hey, this is what we expect out of you. Maybe at the bare minimum, but hey, we expect this. This is what we require for you to work here. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. So, clarity in all aspects of life is literally to provide yourself a clearer picture of exactly what you think or how you feel or what does this mean or why are we talking about this? You just want a clearer picture because nobody wants to watch a fuzzy TV. You want to watch a clear HD TV because that's what you want. You want clarity. You want concrete a concrete situation that's known, that's well known, that's understood, complete, full understanding in a situation. So, a little over a month ago, um, full disclosure, I'm going through a separation and a divorce, and some situations came up that were not good for me, and I struggled with them very heavily. And I didn't know how to process my emotions, and I didn't understand what to do, and I didn't know how to. I didn't have my clarity. I didn't know what I was going to do or how to handle it or what to even say to my ex at that point to understand what was going on. A lot of fighting, a lot of yelling, a lot of screaming, a lot of chaos. My mind went just in absolute chaos mode. And all I ever wanted was to just be calm, you know, be copacetic, and just understand. I needed clarity. The issue was that in the situation that came up was that I didn't get clarity right away. Even the clarity that I got for me wasn't clear because ultimately in my head, my chaos reigned supreme and took me to a place that it probably shouldn't have. I mean, definitely shouldn't have. So I'm watching this situation take place, and I feel like I have a million questions, and my head's spinning, and my head is just full of junk, and I feel like I just got like fucking somebody just crushing my skull over and over and over again. And I'm just over here like, what the fuck? Why? Trying to understand. And so in my little lizard brain, fuck it all, I had two choices. I'm either do option A or I do option B. The issue was there was a common denominator between option A and option B. Well, unfortunately, that common denominator was myself. So the way I assumed was that if option A involves me and hurts me, then I can't do that one, right? Because it doesn't mean it involves me and it hurts me. Why am I going to involve myself and hurt myself at the same time? But option B involves me and it hurts me. Do you see where I'm going here? So the common denominator is this option takes out other people. This option just takes out myself. Neither one of them is good for me. So I decide that um, I'm going to write some unalive notes. And I'm going to tell my ex, or soon to be ex at that point, that it's just for the best. That it's for the best. And I'm going to tell my daughter that even though I won't be here anymore, that it's going to be okay. And that I was okay with it. That this was the best case scenario for the situation. And that option A sucked and option B sucked. And there was no in between for me. The in between was remove myself from the equation. And I wrote my daughter a note, my 2-year old daughter at that. And I told her that daddy loved her. This was for the best and it was going to be okay. And that she should never forget that I loved her every day. But this is the only thing that I felt like I could do. Well, so all this happens, and and I essentially reach out for help because I've come to this peace that what other choice do I have? It's option A and option B both suck, and so option C is eliminate the only common denominator, and I struggled very hard. At the time I was working where I was working, and you know, my boss kind of knew about my struggles with my situations and stuff, and you know, so he was immediately on alert, and they ended up um, taking me to an institution to stay. And you know, I kind of laugh about it now, but I mean, they literally put me in a long hallway with a room that had nothing in it. You can walk down to the other end of the hallway, watch TV for 14 hours a day, not just nothing but Law and Order SVU and soccer, whatever the fuck I could find on TV. And that was about it for a week. And I missed a lot of shit. I missed time with my daughter. I missed Christmas. It's Christmas Eve. Stupid as it is, I missed my Packers game. I missed my Florida State game. I missed a lot of shit. And all I could do was sit in this room and just watch fucking Law and Order SVU, because that was USA was the only thing that ever had anything on that was decent, and it was usually Law and Order SVU. And you know, I sat there and I just thought about my daughter every single day. Every day, I sat there and just thought about her. And I was like, you know, how fucking stupid could you be? How fucking stupid could you be that my precious little 2-year-old girl was gonna grow up without her dad because of shit that he didn't even do? But he felt like, you know, but I felt like I was the only common denominator. Like I was the fucking I was the fucking problem. So problem, solution. I'm the problem. Get rid of the problem. That was where my head was at. In a future episode, I'll explain a little bit more about the clarity angle, because when I wrote those notes, the one thing that kept churning through my brain was like, I finally have clarity on the situation and what I have to do. And at the time, that's what I felt like I had to do. I didn't have any other choice. There was no other choice for me to go about it. Like my only choice was to unalive myself. There was no option. There was really no option B at that point. Like it was option A sucked for me. Option B sucked for me. Option C was to eliminate the common denominator. But I was completely clear. I had absolute serenity and clarity in the situation. That the only thing I could do would be to unalive myself. And as fucked up as that is, I share this now because ultimately, here I am. Point being, sorry for being an emotional wreck. Point being is that, you know, the devil took me to that edge. He took me through the emotions, through the range of emotions, through the feelings, through the thoughts, and led me all the way to the destination. But he didn't watch me go through with it. And because he didn't watch me go through with it, I sit here before you today telling you that clarity is not all it's cracked up to be. And I'll explain that more again in the next episode. Excuse me. Clarity can be a beautiful thing. However, the issue is there's a very finite finish line mentality, a very definite situation when it comes to finding your clarity. And it's it's fucking scary, to be bluntly honest. It's terrifying. I was an absolute peace. I mean, I was an emotional wreck, but I was an absolute peace with the situation, with what I felt like I had to do, which was with what I felt like was the only way to get out of this. And that's fucking wild. But it's even more wild being driven all the way to the edge of the cliff and being told to get out the car before you push it over the edge. Because I sat at the edge of that cliff and I looked at that rocky ridges all the way down the bottom of it. And he fucking let me go. If you ever feel like you're clear, or that's the decision that you have to make, please reach out to me. You don't have to know me. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Snapchat. I don't fucking care. I'm on YouTube. It does not matter what the situation is. If you need to talk to somebody, talk to someone. If you want to talk to someone you don't know that can give you unbiased or unfiltered opinions, please, please reach out to me in some way, shape, or form. I will link all of my shit below here. Any which way you can find me. Because please, I didn't go through this shit and be where I'm at today with with where my head is at today to not share this information and be a light or a person that can be reached out to about it. I don't care if I know you, if I don't know you, if I hate you, if I love you. Makes no fucking difference whatsoever. That if you need somebody, find me. I am literally everywhere. I don't give a shit. If you need to fucking go on Instagram, I found you can fucking make calls on Instagram. I just found that shit out today. Which is kind of a funny story, but has nothing to do with me, so I'm just gonna leave that out of there. So I'm my business to tell. But fucking call me on Instagram for all I give a fuck. I really don't give a shit. Call me from Facebook. Call me on fucking Messenger. Add me on Facebook. Message me, DM me on TikTok. Make a fucking video and tag me on shit on fucking YouTube for all I care. I don't care what you need to do. But if you're close to that line of feeling like you finally feel like you know what you need to do, and that conclusion is to unalive yourself, you are wrong. And one epiphany that I had about that, which I did want to bring up as well, is the story of chaos and peace. At the time, I had a lot of chaos going on in my brain. I didn't know what to think, who to talk to, what to even say. For a person who talks as much as I do, I was shocked that even I didn't have the words to say because I didn't know what the fuck to think. My brain was supremely chaotic. It felt like I was just had like buzzing bees just swirling around all fucking day long, just banging on every wall in my head, and that shit terrified me. So, at the expense of my chaos, I can get my peace by unaliving myself, and poof, now I'm peaceful and everything's great for me. The way that I begun to see it now, again, removed from the situation for much of a long time, and I'll detour to tell some more funnier parts of the situations that happened at a later date. But I, um, what I learned or discovered or epiphanied is that my chaos will be removed. But so I get peace. I get peace. I get clarity. My chaos gets removed. But the only difference is what are the opposites of that? Not having clarity, not having peace, and having chaos, right? Because now I've gotten rid of my chaos. I have peace. I've done what I've done. But what I've learned is that at the expense of my getting rid of my chaos and getting my peace, I have now just transferred all of my chaos, all of my questions, all of my frustrations, all of my doubts to every family member and friend that I have. Because now I'm responsible for my own peace and my own chaos. Me, one singular person. I'm responsible for this person right here, their chaos, their peace. Now I've taken that and I've transferred it to 50 plus people, 100 plus people, family, friends, you know, associates, coworkers, all asking, what the fuck just happened? What happened? You know, my daughter's going to grow up without a dad. She's not going to know what happened. She's not going to understand for several years. You know, my ex is going to wonder what happened. Because, I mean, it's the mother of my child. Still has, still wonder. I mean, hopefully, it's a human thing, just wonder. My mom, my dad, my sisters, my brothers, my cousins, my uncles, my aunts. So I'm not taking this fucking chaos and I'm just projecting it on everybody else because I wanted peace at the expense of everyone else. And that perspective hit me kind of hard because, I mean, it's great. Like, I've got peace. But do you have to have peace? And if you do, how do you feel about giving everyone else in your world absolute chaos in their brain all the time? So they'll feel just like you did because they're wondering what happened. They're trying to seek clarity and trying to find out and understand. And the difference is the only people that can answer their questions about me would be me. Cheers to that because I have peace, right? It's wild. It's wild to think about. Um, Next two episodes are going to be based on songs. Uh, Pretty excited to share with you about what brought me to this journey of sharing my story and trying to help others. Honestly, um, a couple songs I'm going to go over in the next two episodes because they fit very well. But they also um, provide a little perspective on how I got here today. So on that note, I'm about to bounce and go to sleep. So have a great night. If you ever need anything, reach out. Reach out. If you ever feel like you are getting close to a spot where you feel clarity, reach the fuck out to anyone. If you need me, you don't know me, that's great. I will be an unbiased, unfettered opinion, unfiltered for sure, opinion about whatever you need. I'm here. And that's what this podcast is going to be about. And not just me being here, but overall, uh, literally here and figuratively. We'll broach a lot of different subjects and some of my personal growth journey and stuff as well. So hopefully this will be fun. Welcome to the first episode of Clarity. The devil brought me to the edge and let me go. He fucked up. Look out for that new thing to start popping up. As I detailed in the last episode, we're going to become the Uplifted Network. Coming in hot, the podcast will still be around. I will be pushing out an episode here by the end of the week, which is dangerously close, so that I can cover the Super Bowl a little bit and also talk about some other things. On that note, guys, at least with me,